Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with jazz drummer Ittai Korman of the band called DreamRoot. He talked about their latest 2020 CD called Phases, and it came out on May 8th, 2020. And he also talked about the new Silence of Jazz on April 3rd, 2020. This band delivers an emotional and provocative exploration of healing through personal and collective creation of genre-defying music. They got a great story, so dig it.
Well, hey, thanks for taking a minute for Neon Jazz today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
You bet. Let's talk a little bit about Phases. Give me an idea of kind of what the artwork is very 60s infused and already just has a good feel to it. So talk to me a little bit about this project.
Yeah, so this project was a culmination of this band coming together, and we've been together now for about 3 years. And it is about healing, and using music as an agent for healing, and using music for healing ourselves and hopefully the people who listen to it. And there are kind of different aspects that we draw from musically and politically, and hopefully people get that through the music that we're playing.
Well, I guess that's probably about as important now as anything with what's going on in the world. So how's everything going with, the music has been silenced and everything is kind of on hold? Kind of give me an idea of what's going on with you and how you all are processing this.
Yeah, so all of our gigs were canceled basically for the rest of the year, and most of us are at home. We are sending our thoughts for those that are dealing with crisis, and hoping that our music can provide a little bit of healing in time of quarantining. In terms of the band, we're hopefully going to get to writing more. So this album is set to come out on May 8th, but we're hoping that we're composing more, and when we can start getting together again, we're gonna keep writing more tunes.
Right on. So talk to me a little bit about, let's just say when you guys do come back, you come through Kansas City. Kind of describe to my audience, like, what you provide live. What is your vibe? What's the conversation? What are you guys doing live?
Yeah, so we really like to interact with the audience. And our shows, I think what I really love about all the musicians on stage is that they are always listening. I can tell that every one of the musicians that we have on stage is always listening, and so that makes every show that we have totally different, because the energy that we get from the audience makes us play differently. And a lot of our music is improvised music. So the way that we improvise and what we take from the energy and the space and the people and where we are in our lives, and is just all culminating in what we play and what we say. Yeah, it's not always premeditated. It's not always known what exactly is going to happen on stage, and that's a bit of the beauty.
So what do you like the best about, what's the best thing about being a group and performing together? What do you like the best about it?
Yeah, I think that what I love about this group is that everyone comes from a different place, and we all met here in Durham, North Carolina, and that makes for really interesting music. We all studied jazz, but we listen to so much music that all of it is, we hear lots of different musics within what we're playing. So we have influences from classical music and influences from jazz, early jazz, late modern jazz, funk, R&B, and I can tell that each one of these musicians that everyone in the group has listened to so much music that it's just like a culmination of just like a rich musical knowledge.
Since we're kind of in the middle of this pandemic and things are really up in the air, the only real way to kind of, I guess, get to a better place is to look at, after this and when everybody comes back to watch live music. What do you hope the audience gets from this experience that they bring to a live show? What do you hope both the musician and the audience member has after this experience that will enhance the live experience?
I hope that people come in and get some healing in what they're going through, or come in and get some energy and just provide some light. And yeah, that's kind of the mission, and what we're trying to do is just bring some light to a world that has a lot of beauty, but also has a lot of things that are scary. And even before this pandemic, there were things that are scary, systems that are oppressive, and diseases and chronic illness and all of these things. But especially after this, I think that this global pandemic, a lot of people are scared. So bringing in some light and bringing in some kind of collective breath together is important.
I agree. Absolutely. Hey, man, thank you for taking a minute out for Neon Jazz today to talk about the album, to talk about the world and your vibe, and hopefully, we can get back to it sooner than later.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us, and hopefully we can see you in real life at some point soon.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players in New York City, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Ittai for his time, music, and stories. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino on the iTunes Store. Visit neonjazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.